All right, what's up, guys? So we have a leg day slash neck training day today, and I want to show you what I'm eating. This is about 12, about almost 1 here in the afternoon. So woke up at about 6. This is gonna be my first meal. And first things first, I had to stop by Chick-fil-A though, get a Coke Zero. Okay, you know that. Next up, we got some chicken, 2 cups of white rice, and the chicken and plantains is all in here. I don't know if you guys can see that good, but this is, I'm gonna estimate, we're looking at about 500 or 600 calories worth of chicken. Plantains in here, let me prop that up. Got the rice sectioned off. And then I have the supplementation, which is fish oil, 9 milligrams of boron, vitamin D, zinc, and maca root extract. So, as I said before, I think I said before on the last vlog that I do take Tongkat Ali, but I just ran out, so I have to go to the store and get a little bit more of that. But yeah, today's workout is going to be neck focused, leg focused. I'm going to start off with only just 1 quad exercise, 1 hamstring exercise, 1 calf. Finish off with neck. It's going to be about 5 exercises total. And for those of you guys who haven't heard me say before, my legs, what I'm really trying to accomplish isn't, I'm not necessarily trying to grow my legs. I'm not trying to add more size. I'm really just trying to maintain what my size currently is. There's really no need for me to add any more size, any additional size. Because if we take a look at someone like Tom Platz, professional bodybuilder, when he was in his prime, I really don't know why, for the life of me, why he continued training legs the way he did. It was, of course, his best body part by far, but it was also his biggest. And as a male competitor, especially in bodybuilding, the aesthetic is what makes you win. The aesthetic is what gives you that first place. So Tom Platz blasted his legs so much to the point where they completely overpowered his upper body, and ultimately he didn't get away with first place. There was a little bit of controversy. I guess people had him winning, was it the 1981 Olympia when Franco Columbu won? Personally, I look at Columbu's physique, I prefer it, but bodybuilding, all that is so subjective. It really is. Sometimes there's not really a clear-cut winner. It's just a clear-cut based off of what you like. What's your preference? I don't really follow any bodybuilding like that, especially not in modern era. I do look towards some of the old-school bodybuilders, their advice, and I take what works for me, and I kind of disregard what doesn't apply to me. But truly, if you're a man and you have legs that are bigger than your upper body, it's going to give you a very feminine-looking physique. I'd never prioritize that. Don't ever prioritize legs, unless it's a severely lacking muscle group and it's something that you need to bring up. Other than that, if your legs already has a solid base, maintain it. Focus solely on bringing up the shoulders and the back, neck traps area. It can make you look wider, and then you're good to go for that wide look. For me, my weaknesses are shoulders, and honestly, that's really the only weakness I'd look at from a bodybuilding perspective. But I gotta say, man, it gets to the point, as I said before, your return on investment, adding and taking away from the physique, or focusing so much on adding more weight to the bench press or squat, it's going to be diminished returns at a certain point. I'd rather put much more focus and energy into MMA, combat sports, training. So build your physique up to a certain point where you can be dangerous from a physicality aspect, and then also train mixed martial arts or any other sport that you guys enjoy, right? Doesn't have to be that, but I definitely do believe as a man, you should definitely have a base of some training. Puts everything else in perspective in life. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, pound this down. The next time I'm going to be on camera will be when I am prepping for the gym. And while I'm talking about that, I actually might have to go ahead, make a pit stop and get a pre-workout snack, maybe some Rice Krispies or something. I'm kind of debating take a sip. Tell you what, man, Coke Zero is so good, isn't it? Coke Zero. All right, let's have a vote. Who prefers Coke Zero or Diet Coke? Put that in the chat. There's a lot of Diet Coke fans, but I think Coke Zero takes the cake on this one, man. It just tastes better to me. But I'm kind of undecided on if I want to continue cutting weight or bump up to like 182, 183. I'm a little undecided. I just feel like, as I made the point for putting your energy into certain aspects, it's kind of diminished returns if I'm just going to cut a couple more pounds for what? I'm not doing a competition. I did it for, an aesthetic reason to get my six-pack, see the shark gills popping. That's always nice to lean out. But honestly, dieting for a couple more weeks just to drop 2-3 more pounds, I don't really see the benefit in, especially with the shape that I'm in right now. So I might bump back up to 182, 183 and maintain that. And that truly is going to be the best maintenance weight for me, is that weight range. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead and carry on. See, that guy didn't have his Coke Zero. We're going to go carry on. I'm going to see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so for the leg day, what I like doing is throw in my weaknesses at the beginning of the workout. And this isn't just for leg day, this is for workouts in general. So I'm starting off here with calf work. Definitely something that I can throw in the beginning always. Bigger calves never is going to be an issue, I think, for me, unless they're built like Popeye. So I like playing around with this seated calf extension, or seated calf raise machine rather. Mostly because throughout my entire lifting career, if you want to call it, anytime I've been in the gym, I've always done calf extensions. So this switches it up, hits the outer part of the calf. I prefer it. You don't necessarily need to have a lot of weight for calf training, but I do prefer training on the slightly heavier side for it. Just because you're always walking, you're always utilizing your legs through every single movement of the day, and it's already used to high repetition. So throwing in a little bit of heavy work is good to kind of switch up that training, the monotony of light leg training. And here's a little bit of an update here for what the legs looked like at 176, because now I'm weighing a little bit more, a little bit much on the weekend. Next up, we got some single leg step ups. I really, really like this movement. It's really hard to train legs every time when you're doing heavy squats, heavy barbell squats, and it's going to compress the spine. So for me, my goal is what I'm trying to go for athletically. Single leg step up is perfect carryover for combat sports, especially when you're going for takedowns. So I'm pushing off of one leg, trying to explode my first 2 sets technically, because left and my right leg. I wasn't focusing as much on exploding as fast as I can on the way up as much as I did on my last sets. So that's kind of the mindset as you should have, is trying to explode the weight up as fast as you could, or as fast as you can. And I have 70 pounds each hand. The only limiting factor for this movement is going to be grip strength. So if you guys have weaker grip strength, that can become an issue. As you guys see right here, I'm purposely trying to explode up a little bit more. This is going to be great to increase the vertical as well. So yeah, you can really start to see the striations in the legs. Once I hit the 170s, man, the back starts popping, legs start popping, as you can see right here. Very good movement. Honestly, I prefer this to Bulgarians and lunges just because it's easier to load it, step up, get straight to it. Balance isn't going to be nearly as a factor. It's to me, it feels certainly less taxing, but I'm still getting all the great benefits. And what you guys are going to have to focus on is, if you're doing this movement, get a box set. You're able to get your leg parallel. That's going to be kind of the main thing. I don't like doing quarter squats or quarter reps, so I like trying to get it parallel, if anything. Next up, good mornings. This is 135 I'm working with, and I know I'm going to get a couple judgments saying, oh my gosh, bro, you have a pad. You're using a pad for the work. Yeah. No, I am. okay? Not trying to have that barbell hit the spine directly or hit the upper neck. Yeah, the upper neck, bro. That's uncomfortable. So I'm definitely rocking a pad on this one. If I had a safety squat bar, I really prefer that, though. Safety squat bar, good mornings are perfect. And that would target the upper back a little bit more, though. But I love the safety squat bar. It's just at my gym, I don't have that. And for this set, I did lower the weight for my second set. First set was 135. Next set was 115. Focus on trying to get chest leveled with the ground, pushing the butt back, feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Such a great exercise for the lower back, too. For combat sports, this is such an excellent lift. I honestly think I favor this one compared to RDLs, just because grip is not going to be a limiting factor. I just get straight to the movement and haul out the reps. My favorite variation, as I said, is going to be with the safety squat bar, though. Once again, second set, it's honestly really just for blood flow, for feeling good. And that wraps up the leg day. Next up, we got some neck work here. So first lift, I normally have a towel or a sweatshirt, pair of sweatpants, just to use as a buffer between my head and the plates, because with these plates, you're going to be looking like Harry from Home Alone when he got hit in the head with that, what was it, with a brick? Or with the, oh my gosh, what is it? You guys know what I'm trying to talk about if you've seen Home Alone. But anyways, great lift here for the neck. You do not need to load up this much weight. If I'm you guys, start light, start with no weight at first. Just get used to the movement of neck curls. See how it is when you crank out 50, 100 reps. Then put a 10-pound plate on and build up. You want to make sure that you're safe with this movement. Your neck at first can be fragile, but once you build it up, it can be wide as some center blocks here. Just give a little update what we're working with here at 176-ish. Of course, my neck is a lot bigger, or not a lot bigger. I'd probably say about an inch wider when I'm at a heavier weight. I just want to maintain some of this strength. Next up is neck extensions. Now, I have a head harness. If you don't have a harness, you could lay on your chest and put the weight on the back of your head, support it with your hands, curl it up that way. But this is a great movement. I know Joe Rogan and a couple other combat athletes, they have a different neck apparatus. It's not the neck flex, it's something else for rotational work. But you'll see later in the clip how I do my rotational strength rather, for the neck. So, yeah, the only issue with this is making sure that towel stays up, because I still want to see my surroundings. Got to have the towel draped over the neck, over the head. You definitely get a couple looks when you do this in the gym. Every single time I do this exercise, people are always coming up, asking me why I do it. Mostly for grappling training and aesthetic reasons. So having a really small neck, big upper body, your proportions look horrible. And most steroid users don't necessarily have to train neck, because that's the region, the upper back, shoulders, neck, traps area, that's the region where you have the most androgen receptors. And it's not going to be a necessity for most people. So right here for this lift, this is working rotational strength. I'm literally just rotating the neck left and right. So not the best angle, but you can see it is hitting my left side of my neck that I'm turning into. Bit of a weird setup. Once again, you're going to definitely get a couple looks if you do this in the gym. But when you're working out, honestly, if you're focused on someone else in the gym and not you and your progress, then you're in there for the wrong reasons. And you really have to recalibrate and reset. You really can't care what people think. Not just for the gym, but in life. Caring about what people think, that's one way how to stumble and to lose your confidence. And I'm saying this also from my own perspective and my own experience. I'm always a confident guy. I know who I am. I know what I want. And as soon as I start to have thoughts like, what if this, what if that? That's when that energy, that vibration starts to lower a little bit. So you have to have an attitude of, I don't really care what anyone thinks. What they care of me, what they think of me. None of it. Especially when it comes to doing some of this neck work. I've had actual times, man, where I was doing my neck exercises. A group of girls walk by a couple years ago, and they end up kind of smirking, and they laugh. And then I kind of shrug my shoulders. I laugh with them. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's not the most cool-looking exercise to do, certainly. All right, so just finished the workout. I had to pick up some stuff from Publix. I'm trying out this Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Cherry flavor. We'll see how that is. I've been on a Coke Zero kick lately. And then what we got here for dinner is grass-fed ribeye, which is insanely overpriced at Publix. Classic. All this was, darn near $40. A thing of vinegar, a lint roller, baking soda, 12-pack, and a steak is essentially $40. Crazy. But, so we're on our way back. And I should be home probably within about 30 minutes, shower, cook up the grub. When I say, cook up the grub, it's certainly not me who's cooking. That's definitely my wife. So I'm going to let her take care of that. And I'll be the taste tester, designated taste tester. So we got dinner made. We got Dr. Pepper cherry flavor. I don't know why it's a cherry flavor on the can, but 0 calories, 0 sugar. I have a ribeye. I'm not really sure how many ounces that is. I'm going to have to look at the label again. I think it's close to 10. Cup of rice, essentially a cup of broccoli. So if we're adding up these calories off the rip, I believe that steak is around 400 or 500 calories, including the fat. So we're just going to be on the safe side, say 500, 200 because of the rice, 700. I don't even know how much the broccoli, how many calories the broccoli would be. We're just going to round up and say maybe 800. We're going to be very cautious. So I was at about 1,300-ish calories here for the day. Plus the 800, we're at 2,100 calories. So technically, I do have 200 more calories to play with. So we'll see what I'll eat next. So every night I take my supplement stack. So I'm taking 4 pills. Well, it's a serving size of magnesium glycinate. Take this about an hour before bed. 2 capsules of creatine HCl and betaine HCl. Betaine, although it says it's going to help with digestion, this actually helps with the absorption in synergistically, it's going to help for muscle strength gain. So I guess that's what the science says, but science must always be right. So I'm going to take this and a couple other of my stack. I'm going to show you guys really quick. Real quick, you got pulling out everything just in case no one's seen this before. All right, so vitamin D3 with K2, zinc, boron, maca root, and fish oil. Once again, I've said this earlier in the vlog, but I take Tonga Ali as well. So this is pretty much the entire stack of what I'm taking, and everything is divvied up from morning stack and night stack. All right, guys, so I'm going to leave it at that for the vlog today. Pretty solid workout. Once again, legs is just to maintain the current size and athleticism. Let me know if you prefer the live recordings or the voiceovers, what I just did here for today. So I'm going to be recording the shoulder workout and back workout tomorrow, and I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to see you guys then.